Welcome. Today we will discuss phase locked loop PLL based control of DC drive. So, when precise speed control and fast response are required, closed loop control is used, but conventionally this is done by analog servo feedback system and analog controller. So, with analog feedback and control circuit, very speed regulation cannot be achieved, like below 1% speed regulation cannot be achieved. That is the limitation of analog devices because of some hardware constraint. In high performance drives requiring very low speed regulation, digital PLL control system is employed to overcome the shortcomings of analog feedback control system. So, what is the PLL control technique and applications? So, in PLL based control method, the motor speed is converted to a digital pulse train which is synchronized with a reference digital pulse train. Thus, by locking onto a reference frequency, precise speed control can be obtained. PLL based control is used in the following cases. First, where several motors must be synchronized to each other as in a conveyor belt for material transport. Second, where digital clock has to coordinate the motor speed as in computer peripherals. Third, where high quality products are desired as in textile, printing and paper mills. So, next we will go to basic phase locked loop and its waveforms. So, basic I am drawing the circuit of the basic phase locked loop. The input block is the basic phase detector. It takes two reference frequencies as input, one reference frequency F(i) and another output frequency F. So, it compares the phase of these two incoming signals and give output signal E, which is input to loop filter. Loop filter output is the control voltage EC, which goes to a voltage controlled oscillator, and output is the output frequency F, which is feedback. So, this is the basic PLL block diagram of basic phase locked loop. So, input block is the phase detector. It takes two pulse trains as input, one is the reference frequency and one is the output frequency from the PLL. Both are compared in phase and frequency magnitude, and output is a error pulse train EE, which is input to the loop filter. Loop filter filters it and makes it DC, and this is EC, which is the control voltage and input to voltage control oscillator. Voltage control oscillator gives an output pulse train whose frequency is dependent upon the input voltage EC. This is the output frequency which is taken feedback and compared with the reference frequency. So, let us see the waveforms. So, this is the reference frequency F(i). Below the reference frequency is the actual output frequency F, and it goes to the phase detector, and phase detector output we will draw. This is the phase detector output EE, that is the error pulse train. So, error pulse train gets high when the reference frequency is high and gets low F(i) F gets high and low at these 2 points. So, this is the error pulse train EE when F is lagging behind the reference frequency F(i). Another case of waveform we will draw. Output frequency is leading. Output frequency is leading the reference frequency F(i) as shown here. In this case, the output of the error pulse train will be negative. This is the error pulse train is negative. This is 0 line. So, F is leading the reference frequency F(i). So, the output of the phase detector is drawn like this. So, then we will go to the basic PLL. The phase detector takes two pulse trains reference frequency reference pulse train f high and output of the PLL pulse train f at input and gives pulse width modulated output E E. The pulse width is proportional to the difference in phase between the input pulse trains. If the two pulse trains are identical, phase detector output becomes 0. The loop filter converts the error pulse train E E to a DC voltage E C, representing the magnitude and sign of phase error. This output of loop filter E C is fed to a voltage control oscillator VCO, which gives an output pulse train whose frequency and phase lead or lag change in response to the input voltage E C. So, thus the PLL acts in closed loop to maintain output frequency f equals to reference frequency f I. When two pulse trains are identical, the system is said to be phase locked. This equality of two pulse trains gives precise control of motor speed. Any error if the output speed is different from the input speed reference speed. So, the output pulse train, the speed is encoded to output pulse train. So, reference speed is also encoded to a pulse train. So, when there is a deviation in the speed, the pulse train there will be in the two output pulse train and reference pulse train, there will be certain difference in magnitude of frequency or phase, and so phase detector acts in closed loop manner to make output frequency f equals to reference frequency f I. So, output speed is equal to reference speed. So, very precise speed control can be obtained. Typically, speed regulation less than 0.002% can be obtained. So, let us discuss the PLL based DC motor control. We will draw the block diagram. This is the phase detector, the input block of the PLL, taking two pulse trains at the input. The error pulse train EE goes to a loop filter. Loop filter output is the control voltage EC, and in basic PLL it goes to a VCO, voltage control oscillator, but here it goes to power converter, which takes power supply and gives the output voltage EA to the DC motor, and DC motor speed is controlled in response to EA, that means in other words in terms of EC, and DC motor output speed is converted to a reference pulse to an output pulse train by speed encoder. Speed encoder output is F. So, this block, this is equivalent of voltage control oscillator in basic PLL. So, in basic PLL the VCO converts the reference input voltage control voltage EC to an equivalent pulse train F, but here it is converted by power electronic converter first to an output voltage EA proportional to control voltage EC. In the DC motor, the output voltage is input to the DC motor. DC motor speed varies in response to output voltage EA, or in other words in terms of control voltage EC, and DC motor speed is converted to a output pulse train by speed encoder F. So, now this is the PLL. So, in PLL based DC motor speed control for DC, what are the features? For DC motor speed control, the equivalent of VCO in basic PLL is a power converter feeding power to the DC motor and a speed encoder at motor shaft. The output of the loop filter EC controls the output voltage of power converter and hence motor voltage and speed. Motor speed is encoded to an equivalent pulse train, which is compared with the reference pulse train that represents the desired speed. Any tendency of the motor speed to deviate from the desired speed will be detected immediately in phase detector and corrected. As the phase detection is instantaneous, the speed response is very fast. As long as two pulse trains stay locked, the steady state motor speed remains unaffected. The speed regulation is almost 0. This PLL drive is equivalent to a variable frequency synchronous motor drive in performance, but much economical in the latter. In a inverter fed synchronous motor drive, the synchronous motor has always speed regulation 0, but with a variable frequency inverter feeding the synchronous motor, the output speed depends upon the input frequency as not affected by the load. So, speed regulation is 0. So, in DC motor also, because of PLL, speed regulation is almost 0, less than 0.002%, and speed can be varied by varying the reference frequency, reference speed. So, it is equivalent DC PLL based DC motor drive is equivalent to inverter per synchronous motor drive in performance, but cost is much less. We will discuss programmable logic control PLC for drives. A programmable logic controller PLC is a component, is a key component for industrial automation. The entire range of logic for sequential control of the drive or equipment can be implemented by software which is stored in the memory of programmable logic control and retrieved by the microprocessor CPU when control is required. So, a PLC acts as an open loop controller. The starting, braking and speed control of electric drives can be represented by a ladder diagram. The control is done by logic control circuit. The logic control is implemented by hardware logic circuit or software. In hardware logic control circuit, the individual logic blocks are connected by wires. So, hardware logic control is dedicated to a particular sequential control of equipment or drive. It is very difficult to change with hardware controllers even a single sequence without loss of production. That is the main demerit of hardware controllers. So, that is the main demerit of hardware logic circuit, because it is not flexible, cannot be easily changed or modified. In contrast, PLCs are more reliable and flexible. The program stored in the memory of the PLC can be easily modified as per requirement. That is the main advantage. We will draw a figure for architecture of the MLC PLC. This is the CPU, central processing unit. This is the programmable supply unit. CPU input to the CPU is given through a keyboard. Here you have memory address register. Memory address register calls the memory, and memory data goes to CPU. Memory information goes to CPU. Then from the CPU we can have display. Here we can have a unit for reset of the CPU or set of the CPU or stop of the CPU. And also we have different mode of operation of the CPU, like off mode, program mode, test mode, run mode and adjust mode. Different modes of the operation of CPU. So, it gives signal, accordingly it gives the signal to the CPU. Then from the CPU we have the different options, like we can have PID control, we can CRT monitor, CRT or monitor, we have digital, goes to digital recorder. Here we have the input output selector, and we have the set of input devices like limit, float, proximity, pressure, temperature, relays, also push buttons. These are all input devices, logic, and also A to D converter, analog to digital. Then there will be a multiplexer, which are basically some say through some switches it allows particular input to device to be accessed, particular input devices to be accessed. Then from the multiplexer it goes to input output selector and also programmable supply unit. It gives signal to the input output selector and it gives signal to demultiplexer, and the demultiplexer through appropriate switches connects to the output devices. Output devices can be solenoids, relays, motor stator, also it can be alarm, it can be indicator, it can be digital to analog converter, DA converter. So, demultiplexer through appropriate switches connects to the output devices. So, this is the architecture of the PLC, a common thing. So, there are input devices, output devices, and CPU and memory address register, display units, and multiplexer, demultiplexer, IO selector, then mode selector, keyboard to give inputs to the CPU, and control reset, set, stop, control. The basic functioning: CPU gets input from the keyboard during the program mode. The data will be and the control instructions will be entered and passed to the CPU. And in run mode, CPU gets signal from the programmable supply unit, and programmable supply unit also through memory address register access to memory, and memory passes the required input data to the CPU. Then CPU executes and sends signals to the display, and also it has the options for PID controller. CPU can operate as PID control, CRT, monitor, digital recorder. These things can be taken data. And there are set of input devices which are connected to the input output selector through multiplexer. So, multiplexer through appropriate through the required switches connects to the appropriate input device, and that signal input is goes to the IO input selector. So, input devices can be limit, float, proximity, pressure, temperature, relays, push buttons, logic, A to D converter, etc. And CPU can operate in reset, set, stop control signals. It will get, and also it can have different modes like off mode, run mode, adjust mode. In adjust mode, programs are modified. In run mode, programs are executed, and output data goes to through IO selector. It goes to demultiplexer, and demultiplexer through appropriate switches sends signals to the appropriate output devices. Output devices can be solenoids or relays or motor starters, alarm, indicator, digital to analog converter, like this. So, this is the architecture of the programmable logic controller. So, hardware control is gradually getting replaced by software control using programmable logic controller. PLC hardware can be fully standardized with fault diagnostics developed for this system. The advantage of PLC is that it can operate in industrial environment with high temperature and high humidity. PLC is a programmable device which executes functions such as logic, timing, counting, arithmetic operations and data manipulations. So, CPU constantly monitors the status of the input devices, processes the input data as programmed, makes decisions and modifies the outputs accordingly. It interfaces with the input and output devices. A control program consists of a series of instructions which are executed by the CPU of PLC for a sequential control of a system. For programming method, the operation manual of the manufacturer is used. The instructions are entered from the keyboard with the processor in the program mode, then program can be edited in the adjust mode and executed in the run mode. The instructions can be in out signal, in signal or out signal, relay type, timer, counter, data instructions, etc. The program is written by using user symbols. As the architecture shown in that figure, the PLC works with the heart at the CPU, central processing unit, and it controls the equipment or drive, and it is suitable in industrial drives like high temperature, high humidity it can work. So, and it is very flexible and easy to change. So, it is replacing all the hardware logic, hardware controllers. Thank you for attention.